I submitted my letter of retirement or resignation to Mr. Lamb and presented it to the board at their March board meeting.
How long now has it been that you've been with Sulphur Springs Schools?
I believe this is my 37th year in Sulphur Springs.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's been an interesting journey, hasn't
It
it?
really has. You know, we don't stop and look back often enough, but you do, you know, whenever you're about to make a decision like that, you do kind of think back over the years. And when we came here, I was still coaching. We had been in Mesquite 8 years. That's a long stay for a coach. So I told Darla, I said, when we came here, I said, you know, we'll probably not stay here as long as we stayed in Mesquite, because, you know, wives struggle with moves more than husbands do.
Exactly.
And but 37 years later, we're still here. So it's worked out. It's been great for all of us.
Let's kind of walk through. You came here as a coach, teacher, and then what happened?
I came here and coached with Don Poe. We were all brand new. I think Don had coached here early on when he first got out of college, but the staff was brand new to Sulphur Springs, brand new to each other, and we had a great time. The 3 years that I coached were great. Coached some great kids, involved with lots of wonderful families, and then had the opportunity to go to the middle school as an assistant principal for I'm not for sure 3 or 4 years, and then was able to become principal, and then served as principal of the middle school campus for another additional 3 years or so before I had the opportunity to come over here. And I believe I've been here for 27 years. Yeah.
Now, has your role changed much while you were here during that 27 years?
Yeah, it changes. It revolves. Education changes, laws change, you know, society changes, and so do job descriptions, and so yeah, things have changed as new regulations and policies and testing come in. Somebody has to take that responsibility, and then sometimes that responsibility is handed over to someone else. So yeah, education is always changing. So is our responsibilities.
Let's start here. What was the most satisfying thing about your work here in the administration of the school?
I think the quality of staff that we've maintained. Sulphur Springs is a wonderful place. I think it's attractive to a lot of people. We've always been able to recruit quality folks, and we very seldom seem to have issues with classroom instruction. It's just always been a high quality. We're not in the Metroplex. We're not a district with 2 or 3 high schools of 3,000 kids. I've always felt our size was just perfect. We were able to provide for our kiddos really a well-rounded program with quality people, and that's always. And you know, I've always felt like, you know, sometimes folks have issues, and I've always felt like as they go through the process of appealing a decision or complaining about a decision, that we've been able to make them feel that they were listened to. You know, I mean, I've always felt that being a public school employee means you're accountable to the public, and so I've always prided myself in giving anyone and everyone that has an issue or a concern the opportunity to voice that concern.
Over the years in recruiting teachers, I know that changes as well as any other part. Has it become more difficult to recruit teachers?
It's it's always hard because you're up against the tremendous growth in the Metroplex. There's not a growing number of applicants every year. The number of kiddos going into teaching is going down. But as our metropolitan areas grow, it becomes more competitive because most 21, 22-year-olds enjoy living in the Metroplex, where there's a restaurant on every corner, and a shopping mall across the street. So we have a difficult time, but in the last few years we've been able to improve our package. We've been able to increase our salaries thanks to the board, thanks to Mr. Lamb. What we offer is very competitive in our area with schools in our area. So we compete well with folks like us. But it'll always be a challenge because there's a shortage of teachers to begin with, and then you're up against the metropolitan area.
Ongoing training for teachers, you guys encourage that, I know.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen that grow by leaps and bounds in the last 3 years as Mr. Lamb has been here and Lisa Robinson and the other people that are part of that group. Our people are afforded the opportunity for staff development, training, right here. I mean, all summer long, there's a schedule of things that are available to them. And as you move more and more and more into technology, there's a lot involved in technological training as well. So, yeah, Sulphur Springs, I think, takes a back seat to no one in staff development.
What are you going to miss the most?
Relationships, yeah. I've always got along well with kids. This position here kind of removes you from the day-to-day relationship with kids, but I miss that from the get-go. But the relationships you establish with the people that you work with in this building and throughout the district, those are the things you miss the most.
What are you not going to miss?
Oh, the difficult situations where, Jimmy, as well as I do, and Doug knows this as well, when you are dealing with someone that's a little disgruntled, you might go to church with them. You might have known them because you coached their kids, and that's hard. I mean, I wouldn't want to be anywhere else than Sulphur Springs. But at the same time, being in a small community where you shop with the people and you go to church with them and you're acquainted with them, sometimes it's difficult. I've always felt that we need to be consistent, play by the rules, and be fair and sensitive at the same time. And that's hard. You make a decision and you struggle with it because of those relationships. So I won't miss that. Yeah, I really won't.
What advice would you give to someone stepping into administration on this level? What advice would you give to someone stepping into administration?
Be confident that you know what you're doing. I think sometimes we, depending on the personality, but if someone questions why you did this or what was the reason for it, don't be shaken by it because we are professionals. This is a quality district. And so I would say maintain your confidence that you're doing what's best for kids.
What's next for you?
Well, I'm not one to sit idle. I'm not one to sit at home. I'm sure there'll be days where it'll be a challenge to find something to do, but I enjoy being outdoors, and whether it's messing with livestock or playing a little golf or being with the grandkids. Darla and I are really blessed with a wonderful family, and we hope to spend time with them as well.